Okay, so for some of you who don't know me, I am Ahmed Salifu, also known as Zubuli in the coding world, and I'm the tech lead at lancecourse.com. And we are currently organizing a program entitled Lance Code and Create. So Lance Code and Create is a bootcamp. It's on-demand and non-demand bootcamp because usually bootcamps will be kind of live all the time. But what we do here is we have the courses recorded and everybody can access them in order to make it accessible to the wider audience uh, because of the region we are in. Like, so internet connectivity is a challenge for most people, not only the cost but also the quality of the internet. So we thought it will be best that we make it available for people to access anytime they want. So that's why throughout this bootcamp we kind of have videos recorded and then published so that everybody can access them whenever possible or on their own pace. So you don't have to be following us 100% at any moment to take part of this bootcamp. So right now we are on our 7th day, and it's supposed to we are supposed to have 4 weeks. That's 3 weeks of coding, and then 1 week on a hack, which is a project, a final project. So yes, so we are on the 7th day, and every 7th day we intend to organize these lives in order to have to make some assessment on everything, how everything went, and let me get closer, and also see if there are other challenges, if there are any challenges people are facing and we need to fix them, and or if there is something you did not understand, we should be able to address all this together. So that's the purpose of this live. So far I've had the opportunity to speak with some of you who made me understand, who made me see some of the challenges they had. So let me go to my drawing board, and I think we can remove the launching time, I mean the meetup time. So let's go ahead and remove that and have our board. So the first one I noticed what people have challenges with is the tables. So most of you are having issues with the tables, and somebody even asked me if the tables were necessary, if it was important to understand the tables. It is super important to understand the tables because like we said, what we are trying to do with HTML is kind of replicate real life documents. So when we say we are building HTML documents and so on, it's simply made with HTML, but it's like it's any document. It's documents like any document. So it could be like a letter you prepare in your office. It could be a memo. It could be any report. It could be a business plan, and so on. So basically, it is a document like any other document, and like any other documents, tables are unavoidable. Tables are unavoidable. So it's almost impossible to have like a large website or to a small website to some extent without any table inside. It's almost impossible. So it's something you really have to try your best and understand. And what I have to say is that when it comes to the table, mostly what you need to know is to be able to declare the table tag like this. That is very important. And then understand the idea that anytime you want to insert a row, you use the tr table tag, sorry. And then in the row, anytime you want to cut that row and get some column, you use the TD for table data, and whatever the data will contain, or the cell will contain, whatever the data will be, sorry. So you write that here and you close the TD. And then if you just want to have a cell, that's all, and you close your TR, and then you can close your table. So basically, that's the basic structure of the table. Now, the other aspect of the table, which is the T head, T body, T foot, and other things, they are kind of not necessary in order to have a table visually. They are not necessary. It's not mandatory to always have them. There are tables where they are not considered at all. And it's just like, it's like you writing let's say a letter and then trying to respect every single punctuation, right? All the question marks, all the semicolons, and all the columns, and all the full stops. And you respect every single thing. You make sure everything is right. The exclamation marks where there is any tone to respect. You kind of put all this together. But at the same time, if you decide to omit some of these, yeah, some people might even understand the sentence without these marks. So the same thing happens here. If we are to validate your text in that case, an expert in a language could be like, oh, that's not correct language. And somebody who does not have deep understanding of the language could be like, wow, that's okay, I still understand. And even with the linguist or the expert in the language who might say it's not correct, it might still understand the stuff you wrote. So the same thing goes here. You write your HTML code. I should be closing table rather. So you write your HTML code, and you just decide to omit some of the details, and you are still fine. You are still fine because people can still be able to see the table. But if you take it to the worldwide consortium's validator, it might tell you something might be wrong, something is missing, and so on. So, but it's still good. So good. But for me, when it comes to learning, I prefer you go with the basics. What is needed in order to start, for you to feel, to see the result of what you are doing. That's very important for me, for you to start. So therefore, focus on just the basic structure of the table as it is right now, and you should be fine. So please do not hesitate to ask me any questions, because this is more of that. So the next thing is that the project on the, I think, yes, day 6 project. Day 6 video, I made a video on day 6, which is to kind of solve all the problems, the assignments we had on day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and the video is in the channel right now, so you can see it. Day 6, solutions to the assignment of the week. So you should check it out. Let's switch to Chrome. So you should check that video out. Now on that day 6 too, I think people were not able to watch it entirely. That's because, one, the video has been long. That one, I just wanted to have one video for all the assignments. I didn't want to break it into pieces, and so that's why I made that a long video. And now the end of week project. Before we even tackle the end of week project, I noticed that in the day 5, advanced HTML and best practices, some people actually got in touch and they were telling me that they could not get that part. So that's where we spoke of the various HTML tags that are used for structuring the web pages or the web documents, and then we also mentioned the tables. So I think the table part, we'll discuss that a little bit right now. I think the hardest part is the use of this main, body, head, and all other tags around it. That's the challenge. And like I was just saying now with the table, these are things that you use just to make the sauce sweet. They are sweetness of the sauce. Without them, you will still have a working web page. But if you want to please the linguist, like we just mentioned earlier, you want to please the guru, you can do that. And if you want to please the search engines very well, you can do that. So I hope you understand the analogy here. So it means without these things, your website will still run. You can still have your website working perfectly without any issue. But it depends on where you are. It might be fine, completely fine, or it might be a bit difficult to swallow for some people. So my point again in this aspect is, please do not force. Like, do not say that because I could not get it, I could not understand it, therefore it's a problem, I could not continue. Then you are stressed. I spoke with some people who thought it has becoming difficult, I'm not following up. Please, like I said, we started in day one. If you can still go back in day one to understand whatever he said in day one, try to understand what he said in day one. And do not rush. Do not say you have to be on the same lane with us. You see, we have to do our best to offer the content. We cannot stop those who are there, yes, but it doesn't mean we also forget those who are at the back. No, we are always there. So start wherever you can, wherever you are now, focus there and try to learn it very well. I'll come back on this aspect of the importance of this whole thing we are doing right now. So let me read some of the questions. So it says, good evening, please, what is the tag for center? Okay. And then the next question says, I'm new here. Are you teaching HTML, CSS, JavaScript? Yes, please. I'm teaching HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This whole bootcamp is all about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And then the first week, which we are just closing today with this live, is all about HTML. And then the next week which starts tomorrow. So tomorrow's video, which is day 8, so it's going to be on an introduction to CSS. You can also check it. You can check the program of the course on the website of this bootcamp, which is lcc.lanscourse.com. So you can check it there, lcc.lanscourse.com. You can see the whole course structure and so it doesn't matter if you are new or not. You can still start from week 1, and we have a WhatsApp group. You can see the link to the group on under the videos there, and you can still join. And if you have any question, you can ask them directly. So throughout the week, that's what we've been doing and discussing through the WhatsApp groups. And so you are free to start at any moment. And also, you are saying, I'm learning Java. I start learning DSA in Java. Are you teaching DSA? Okay, yeah, I do teach DSA. So DSA, for those who don't know, is actually data structures and algorithm. But this course is mainly focusing on HTML. Probably we could do DSA in JavaScript, but not in this particular bootcamp because we don't want to go deep. It is for people who are starting or people who have been having challenges to really get their heads up on this. So please, thank you so much. I really like these questions. So coming back to the first question, which is, please, what is the tag for center? I mentioned the versions of HTML in one of the videos. In earlier versions of HTML, we used to have a tag called center. So I think you guys are not seeing me. So we used to have a tag called center, and that tag, you open it and you close it with center. So that used to work. But let me make you understand something. That tag doesn't exist anyway, no more. So let me close that there and then now explain why. And if you watch the video on day 6, sorry, that's the video on all the assignments where I solved all the assignments. At the end of the video, I've validated the HTML document with the Worldwide Consortium validator, and at first we got 3 errors, and the last two errors were all about we using the attribute border on the table and then also using the attribute weight. And then the error says that we should not use this attribute on the tables tag. We should rather try to kind of achieve whatever we want to achieve with this attribute using CSS. So what the Worldwide Consortium or all these organizations that are working on these technologies are trying to do is that HTML should be used only to structure content, to define content. So whenever you are writing your HTML code, it should rather kind of be like expressing ideas. It's just about expressing ideas without thinking about the decoration around the paper on which you are expressing these ideas. Because the decoration part, which is the design part, is actually going to be handled by a different technology, which is CSS. So anything visual, anything beautification is being handed over to the CSS. So that's why the Worldwide Consortium is trying its best to remove anything design related. So like the border, it's a design thing. The width, it's a design thing. The border thickness and the border style, they are all design stuff. Then including what you are asking now, centering, alignment, and all this, they are all design stuff. So it is advisable you handle it using CSS. So basically in HTML, there's nothing you can use to center something. There's nothing. So I hope this answers your question. And I like the fact that people push themselves to that extent, you know, trying to get things do and somehow. And I remember somebody also sent me a screen with the tables. They had 3 tables and they were like, how can I align these tables horizontally? So they wanted the tables to be aligned horizontally instead of having them vertical, because every single table they insert, it goes down, and then the following chart. Even though they try to reduce the weight of the tables, but still the tables were not aligning themselves horizontally. So I think let me go to the drawing board again. So this is the issue they had. So they had a table, the first table like this, something like this, and then another table was just coming here. Although the tables were looking small, but they just refused to go in this direction. So the person was like, how do I get them aligned and so on, instead of them being this way? So the same problem is happening with HTML. I mean, with the other issues we're talking about, which is visual issues. But here, the main problem lies in a concept we call block tags and inline tags. So basically, some of the tags work in kind of strange way. Let's say this is our page. So this tag work in a way that if you, let me remove this guy. Okay, I should rather extend the page. So we'll discuss this topic in tomorrow's video. So these tags work in a way that whenever you use them somewhere, visually, that's how the browser represents them. The browser will kind of draw a box and put them inside. So even if they are small, like this table's case now, they will just appear large. The browser will reserve all this space for them to occupy. So no matter how you do, reducing the sizes and so on. Okay, so most of the students are not available. Yes. So this live is going to be on YouTube, so anybody can watch later on. So coming back to that, and some of the tags, when the browser is going to render them, it will just render them short. So allowing other tags to come and follow and go this way. So these are the tags you can align in this manner. So the tags that the browser always renders like this, we call these tags the block tags, and the ones that the browser can render short and allow them to follow each other are called the inline tags. So we'll surely see it when we start learning CSS. And these are the principles you have to understand and master when it comes to laying out your web applications or your web pages. So it is a very important concept you'll see soon, and now you'll be able to give your pages or your HTML all that beauty you have been dreaming about. So I hope this answers the question. So next question is, I'm new here. Okay, yeah, you've seen that. appreciate your work you are teaching, even when watching to your video. Your videos are helpful, and I will inform my friends. I always learn HTML in JavaScript. Thank you so much, faithful part. Yes, that's how it is. And I assume that I probably haven't been able to deliver the right content in terms of quality, and therefore there is no end in learning. So it is a learning experience for myself, and I believe the day I'm able to deliver something good enough, so we'll probably get people on our side, my brother or my sister. So thank you so much. Let's continue, and that's what I always tell people I teach. Don't get discouraged. Don't think that, oh, what am I even going to do with this thing? Today's world is all about these things, everything with it. And I was talking to somebody today, and I told them this HTML you are learning not only is going to help you in building websites, but it will also help you build in mobile applications and so many other domains. It will help you a lot. So it's you don't have to always see the need, the obvious need right now, because in general, if you are starting to learn, you have no idea what even what these things are even going to be used for. So I think it is right you try to listen to people who are already doing it. And as far as I'm concerned, I've had the opportunity to work with so many websites, or to work on so many websites, and when also work with quite a certain number of developers from different angles in this world. So I believe what I'm trying to deliver here can be a guidance for you. It can help you a lot, and I know what we discuss when I meet other people. I know what we do when we build something real. So I think my advice can be of use. It can be of use. So please try to stick to the learning and try to learn a lot about it. If you are able to understand HTML very well, I think I wrote that several times. Like, you will see developers who are professional developers. They built websites, they have built some things out there that are working fine. But if you sit them down to give them the opportunity to write HTML from scratch, it's a problem for them, because they always try to pick some snippets here and there, and then put it up there. And when you are working on serious project, when you are working on project that you know this project pays money, people put money on it. An example, a banking website, you can't just put anything you want. You see, it's not because it works that you just put it there. No, not necessary. You will be concerned about mistakes. You'll be worried about mistakes. So you'll be like, if I'm using this, is this not going to cause a problem? And when we mean cause a problem here, wow, a small mistake can be the cause of the loss of so much money. And there's no way you can revert money once it goes. So you become conscious about whatever you do, whatever you write, whatever you use. So that is when it is important. Even if you are going to use other people's code, you must also know the code, so that you are conscious of what you are using exactly. So you don't copy and be like, okay, since the guy said it works, I don't even know what this area does. I don't know what this area does. So therefore, that's it. And now let's look at the design aspect. If you go there and you are like, okay, we are building a website for, let's say, some company that is maybe in fashion design or something like that, and beauty is very important over there. Now you decide to start using any HTML tag and whatever it is to allow you to just achieve the visual result without thinking, wow, this website based on this might be slow to load. It might take a lot of memory, servers memories. So if you have a lot of traffic, this can become really difficult to manage. Or if we are to maintain the website, editing this thing can cause us issues. So these are the questions we usually ask in reality, to be able to think about understanding, mastering whatever we use. When you master the piece of stuff you are using, even if you use it and then any issue comes on later on, you can be able to reason about the issue and be like, oh no, maybe the specification or the standard says that this is how this behaves, this is how it behaves, this is how it behaves. So in such situations, what might be the reason? You can even raise a ticket, you can raise a concern to the organizations in charge and be like, how come, although you said it does this, but still I'm facing these challenges? That is what we call deep knowledge. So I am urging you to take this week very seriously. And I also said it, and the understanding of the upcoming week, which is the week on CSS, would depend on your understanding on the previous week. If you did not get some of the things in the first week, please do ask questions. Do come, let's try to explain it to you. Write to me like on WhatsApp, just write and tell me what you don't understand very well. Let me try to explain as much as I can so that you get it. It is my pleasure, honestly, to make you understand things very well. It is my pleasure. So please do not hesitate. Do not run away and be like, oh, this thing is no. If you do that, you might continue to do that every time you have an opportunity to learn this thing, because it is the same thing you are going to meet and over and over. It doesn't matter who teaches it to you. So it will start like nothing, but at some point things have to start growing. Content has to start growing. Whatever you are learning has to start becoming big. So it is important that you take it seriously, and then once for all you learn it. So please take the week 1 very seriously. Learn from the day 1, day 2 up to day 5. So day 6 and 7 are just summaries and comments around the whole week. So the same thing is going to happen. The same thing is going to happen in week 2. So we'll take day 1, day 2, day 3 up to day 5 to learn a lot about CSS. So at the end, we'll now apply ourselves in CSS. So we'll also have assignment every day, and then at the end of the week, but that's day 5 of that week, we are going to have all the assignments solved, and then on the 7th day we are going to have another live. So that's the same routine, and then the 3rd week we are going to do JavaScript. The same routine goes on, and that's all. So by the 4th week, then we'll be working on a serious project together. We'll probably have a lot of live sessions to try to tackle the problem, reason about the problem. So I just want you guys to take it seriously. And that's all I have to say for this today. And if you are losing the motivation, please don't lose the motivation. Stay wherever you are, wherever you understand so far. Wherever you are having challenges, try to understand it.